Here is my top 5 under 5 for this month. The first one is this great book by Michael Pryor, Gap Year in Ghost Town. What I loved about this book was the really unique character that he created. And when I spoke to Michael on the podcast, he said that character is everything. His sidekicks, Rani and Beck, are also awesome characters who are never defined by their differences. It's a great book, and I think that good readers in high primary or low high school would really enjoy it. It's set in Melbourne too. It's a fantastic journey. And if you listen to Michael Pryor, he gives us such a fantastic insight into his way of writing, so it's a great podcast too. Number 4 is The Maui Boys by Charlie Archbold. This novel made me cry probably about 4 times, twice in public, and it traces the journey of 2 brothers and how they navigate their world of loss without their mother in the Australian outback. 2 very masculine voices who are trying to find themselves along with their father. It's a really beautiful novel and I highly recommend it. It's lovely. Number 3 is this really unique and original book, and I hardly know how to describe it because I don't want to ruin it for you. But the protagonist in one has this very sort of muddled existence where he doesn't know what's quite happening in his life, and he knows he's done some wrong things, and it's about tracing his actions and sort of getting all these clues together to figure out what's happening to him and the consequences of his actions. If you've seen the fantastic film Mentos with Guy Pearce, it kind of channels that a little bit, where there's a man in the center of it confused about his present, and he's collecting clues about where he is, who he is, and what's exactly happened. I can't give too much away, but I read it in a day because it is just so unputdownable. This is a fantastic book by Andrew Hutchinson. At number 2 is Paige Toon's 5 Years From Now. This novel is about love, but it's about bad timing, it's about family, and the fact that sometimes love just isn't enough. What I loved about this novel is that it spans 4 decades, and we meet Nell and Van when they're 5 years old, and then we see them every 5 years and how their journey has changed and how their love for each other changes. What I really liked was how you can love a person in so many different ways over a lifetime. It's a beautiful novel, did make me cry, and if you look at Twitter, so many people are talking about this book and how it affected them. Definitely highly recommend. My number 1 for this month, however, is The Fortress by S.A. Jones. This novel is just mind-blowing. And what is consent? And it traces this man's journey. He doesn't really have any understanding of that. His wife sends him to the fortress after he cheats on her, and she is more concerned about his lack of morals and ideas of what consent actually means. The fortress is a place run entirely by women, where if men sign up for an entire year to go and live in this place, they have to be completely submissive. It asks so many questions about consent and patriarchy and corporate culture and just the kind of mindset that we have because of the world we live in. It's an incredible read, and I highly recommend it for both men and women because it asks so many questions and asks questions of ourselves, about what we think and how we have been influenced by our own culture. Highly recommend.